Hello and welcome back to another reaction. In this occasion, Kimetsu no Yaiba Demon Slayer episode 20. Last time we got one hell of a fight. And I mean, my god, that was such an awesome fight. The effects, the animation, everything was just so fucking awesome, man. And yes, and the fact that the cooperation between Nezuko and Tanjiro was absolutely necessary for them to win and for both of them to survive, it was even better, man. That was one hell of a fight. That was one hell of a freaking episode. And my god, I still got chills just thinking about that amazing fight. Obviously, we got some other details that how Q is able to just utterly destroy the demon that they previously were having problems with, and obviously how much of a badass Zenitsu really is by holding the poison back until help arrive. And my god, I am so happy that that help arrived just on time for him to be safe. So yes, I am really seriously happy with the last episode. It was it was awesome, it was great, it was inspiring, it was just pure perfection, man. It was just amazing. And I cannot wait to see the next one. But before that, let me quickly just remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription and turn on notifications. If you enjoy the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment so I know what you think about my reaction, the episode, or the commentary once you see it. If you want to follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description below, alongside with the reaction because YouTube doesn't like reactions, and obviously to my Patreon in case you want to see the full uncut reaction of the episode. Anyway, yes, I think enough about all of this chit chat. Let's cut the presentation short and watch the episode, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the 20th episode of the series. And yes, you kind of feel sympathy towards a demon in this episode, but not entirely, especially after seeing her backstory. Because again, I don't feel sympathy towards the one of the 12 moons. I honestly never did, and I don't think I will. Because yes, you see that he cannot remember being human. He doesn't remember. We don't know his backstory. We don't know how Michael Jackson really end up making him this powerful demon. So yes, it's. I still feel no sympathy, and I love the moment in which Gyu just utterly destroy this asshole. And honestly, that moment in which Tomioka arrived, it was just pure badassery, man. Because yes, you start to feel that, oh my god, what the hell is Tanjiro going to do? How they are going to solve this problem? And that is how. It's not like the last episode had no meaning. It's not like in the last episode everything that happened was just without a consequences. Because without those moments, Tanjiro would have died, and you wouldn't have arrived on time to save the day. So yes, the last episode has its own function. And yes, obviously Tanjiro did not kill one of the 12 moons as I suspected in the last episode, but still the fact that he was able to hold one of these powerful demons, it speaks volumes of just how powerful Tanjiro really seriously is. He is just incredibly powerful. But obviously you start to see the difference between somebody who has more experience and somebody who is relatively new to this breathing, because both use water breathing, especially in this case. Both use water breathing, both use kind of the same technique, but obviously you has perfected it and perhaps invented new forms, because so far the most powerful one that Tanjiro has is the number 10. You went a number above, yeah, he raised it up to 11 and did something amazing too. uh, Tomioka is so fucking awesome that he doesn't even seem phased by these attacks, and he just utterly destroys the demon. The demon doesn't even figure out that he's dead until, well, he's done for. Well, I guess he's dead now because he couldn't cut his head because everything happened way too fast. As what we saw in the perspective of a demon, that just a blink of an eye, and his head was cut off. He didn't cut it himself; it was cut by the sword. So that is another different meaning. So yes, it's that moment that I think now. Actually, I think he's dead. Hopefully, because yes, again, we don't see the head disappear into ashes. So, but I think this time he's actually dead. And yes, we start to see he's envious of the bond that Tanjiro and Nezuko have. So he's still envious of that, but he's trying to force said connection. He's trying to say, okay, you're going to play this role, and I don't want you to play any other role. I don't want to see your ugly face. You're going to look like me because we are family. I am going to force this bond. And that was his fatal mistake. Because perhaps father was willing to go along with this one. Perhaps because he actually see him as, oh, I need to protect him. I don't know. I don't know why, but father looks like he actually took his role very seriously. The older sister took her role really seriously too, because she's one of the few ones that survived this long and really wanted to please Rui or Ryu or whatever his name is, wanted to please him. The others, I guess, they all died, because we saw another sister that was killed thanks to the sunlight because she tried to run away and was betrayed by the little bitch that we saw in this episode, in which I felt bad for her in a certain point. We didn't see the other 3 little kids that we saw, so we don't know what happened to them. Perhaps they defy these. He defied Rui or whatever his name is. They defy him and he just killed them, and that's it. He was looking for more demons to increase his family. So yes, it's a very weird psychological state in which this demon was. Because it's even worse when you start to see what the mother really was. Because when she returned to her normal size, oh, it's one of the little kids, the little kids that were demons that they returned. No, but it's actually the mother, which makes it extremely creepy. Yes, this is playing pretend, as they said in the episode, but that makes it extremely creepy, because perhaps this was a demon and perhaps she's older than, I don't know, perhaps she's 100 or 200, I don't know. But yeah, the fact that she has to play the role, this little kid transformed into a demon, wants to play or has to play the role of a mother. It's really creepy. And yes, she deserved to die for all the crimes that she did, for all the deaths that she provoked, all the deaths that all the people that she killed. Yes, but you start to see the damage that this kid is creating even among demons. The only one that was kind of feeling bad for herself, and you kind of start to feel bad for herself, is the little sister. And this is when I'm going to take my next point. The older sister, well, the supposed to be older sister. Because yeah, the change is that they practically drink the blood of this demon, this very powerful demon. He really, literally rips their fucking face off and force them to become just like him. It's not a bond of friendship that will be built after time and they protect each other and yada yada. No, it's a forced bond. But I guess she really was on his side. Because even when she had the opportunity to run away and perhaps, I don't know, make chaos in another region alongside with this other demon, this demon girl, she betrayed her. And she was tortured and then killed thanks to the sunlight. It's it's cruel. It's cruel. And sorry, hopefully I will finish this before the storm, or even if my lights goes out. Hopefully that is not going to be the case and I will be able to finish. Because I don't know if you can hear it. There is a storm coming, so I better hurry. But anyway, as I was saying, this is a very weird psychological state in which these demons were. Because again, they are just pretending to be family. They just wanted to, oh yes, we are organize ourselves in this terrible shack of a house. We're going to eat because they are demons. They don't need to eat normal food. But we're going to say, oh yes, the father is going to be at the center, the mother along his side, and the other siblings are going to be there, and yada yada yada. Even if they know that the real powerful one, the one who is at the head of all of these, is Rui, and he is just pretending to be the little brother that everybody needs to protect. It's extremely weird. It's honestly genuinely weird what we saw here. And the worst part of it, he's just trying to remember his past, but he cannot remember his past. But perhaps he had an epiphany in the last few seconds of his life, because he said something, oh, there is something else in here. Yes, it's weird to see this. Honestly, that is why I lack the necessary words to express just how weirded out I am for this episode. Because yes, the last episode was very clear. This awesomeness that we witnessed, they delivered such an amazingness, and that was easy to divide, to analyze, to say yes. But this one is more of a psychological problem that we got here. That this person is just trying to force something else, just so he can remember what he was before becoming a demon. For some reason, he wants to remember. I don't know why. But yeah, this pretend family is so fucked up, man. It's so... everything related to this demon is so fucked up. And even the one that you can kind of feel sympathy, the older sister, the last demon to die, once you start to see her actions and how he's just trying to save herself, that really she doesn't care about anybody else but herself, just to see, okay, yeah, she deserves to die. And she was killed, and I think in a very cruel way, because I think the beheading was faster and less painful than the wisteria venom that this girl just applied to her. And I love, and yes, I went back and frame by frame, it's like 4 or 5 frames of this, that this style that all of them is different, because everybody is just slashing, that's just going to this motion and slashing. The motion of going like this and slashing something. But no, her movement with the sword is different. She's just pulling out and pulling back, pulling in a certain position. Obviously, it's weird for me to say in this without saying, let's imagine this is my arm and the sword is right here, and just pulling the sword like this, just pretending to be just launching an attack to just kind of poke something. And it's different than the slashing that the majority of them does. Because obviously, perhaps she doesn't have the strength to cut the head like this, but she developed a different tactic, and then obviously we know why. Because she's poking, because the sword is imbued with the venom, the wisteria venom, and she just pokes, and in the moment that the venom penetrates the demon, they are dying because, well, it's poison, man, it's poison. But yes, I love the way that we see the fights, because again, we see Gyu that's saying, okay, the movement, but you can still see the way that he grabs the sword. You feel like he's going to do that movement, the circular movement to detach the head. But with her, from the moment that she pulled out her sword, you kind of see the difference between the movements. And yes, she's pulling back so she can poke and be more effective in her technique. I love those small details that you can see and you can notice, and once you start to notice, okay, this is pure quality and they really know what they are doing. But I think I exhausted the topic of this one. I hope you enjoy it, and let me just quickly remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription and turn notifications. If you enjoy the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment so I know what you think about my reaction, the episode, or the commentary once you see it. Remember that in the description we got the link for my Twitter if you want to follow me there, the link for the reaction because YouTube doesn't like reactions, and obviously the link for my Patreon so you can find the uncut reaction. Yes, I have nothing else to say, but thank you for your attention, and well, see you on the next one. Bye!
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out. And check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, thanks and see you on the next one.